Audio Jungle.
Edo APC crisis deepens as faction suspends Oshiomhole. It's another good way of saying good day to you on Bystanders at Newsstands on Flip TV, your number one newspaper review program with Michael Adekunle. Today's edition of Bystanders at Newsstands, we have a whole lot of stories on these journals. New Telegraph and The Punch. What are they dishing out to the public? All right, on trending issue, we have here Edo crisis deepens as APC suspends Oshiomhole. Edo crisis deepens as APC suspends Oshiomhole. National Chairs loyalists demand Obaseki's expulsion. Moving to another story here, which is the major headline on the front page of New Telegraph newspaper. 8 speech offenders risk death by hanging. 8 speech offenders risk death by hanging. Senate proposes life jail, 10 million naira fine. Others. Article, it's abuse of legislative process. That's what article is saying here. It's abuse of legislative process. Ozekome, Lionu, Ubani, King against bill. Ozekome, Lionu, Ubani, kick against bill. Moving to another story on the front page of the Punch newspaper. All right, still on Edo crisis. Edo APC crisis deepens as faction suspends Oshiomhole. Edo APC crisis deepens as faction suspends Oshiomhole. Let's move down to the major headline. NBA Sans article say 8 speech bill draconian. NBA Sans article say 8 speech bill draconian. With a rider here, very strong one here. Bill unjustifiable. Lawyers Association tells Senate. APC government eroding gains of democracy, says senior advocate of Nigeria. Moving to other stories on the front page of New Telegraph. What are we seeing here? PENCOM, 30 states not implementing pension scheme. 30 states not implementing pension scheme. All right, another story. Shootout as police foil robbers attack on CBN. Shootout as police foil robbers attack on CBN. Tinubu, PDP ran 16 years of irresponsible government. That's what Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu is saying here. PDP ran 16 years of irresponsible government. Let's see what our reviewers will have to say on this topic. Okay, free Sowore, DSS shoots at protesters, assaults journalists. I think some protesters protested against the detention of Omoyele Sowore, the convener of the revolution and protest yesterday. All right, free Sowore, DSS shoots at protesters, assault journalists. Moving to another story here on the front page of the Sun. Again, Senate wants textile imports banned for 5 years. Wow. Senate wants textile imports banned for 5 years. Nigeria subsidizing petrol for neighboring countries, says Customs CG. That's Controller General of Customs, saying this on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Judge gives EFCC ultimatum to extradite Diziani from UK. Of course, you know, Diziani is undergoing some allegations presently. And let's move down to Sowore's issue here. You can see the picture. Sowore, DSS fires bullets, tear gas at protesters. DSS fires bullets, tear gas at protesters. Take a look at the picture clearly. Look at it vividly on the front page of the Punch newspaper. All right, we won't go beyond this on the front pages of the New Telegraph and the Punch newspaper. Let's join our viewers for more deliberations. Still Bystanders at Newsstands. I'll be right back.
Funny enough, we have a bunch of firewood that does not have the potential to burn. It's just a pity that they are all wet. Because the first thing you say, before you want to bring up such laws, you should be looking at who are those committing the hate speech. What about the hitch body language? What happens to those people who put those things? Looking at it, the president himself is committing the biggest hitch body language you can ever talk about in the world. We have the National House of Assembly who could not fire a president that has violated the rule of the competent Court of Justice of Nigeria, Court of Nigeria. And then you could not move an impeachment saga. All you could do is his speech. What is the cause of his speech? When a president is telling you, when the number one citizen is telling you that the rule of law is nothing, then it means that anybody can say whatever he wants to say. You're giving room for whatever you want to say. That is one thing they fail to understand. If you're passing death sentence on the person who is saying one thing or the other against the country, you should also pass a death sentence on the president who is acting against the law of the land. Because if the president obeys the law of the land, every other Nigerians will follow suit.
And I could still even remember what the president said during an election between him and Jonathan. He said he will make Jonathan's government ungovernable.
God bless you.
That
on its own is a his speech. His speech has started, that's why I said his speech started from the president, and he has shown it. So if you are not in his side, you are. And if the president could come out and say that he was not voted into power by Nigerians, but he was voted into power by the Northerners, that alone is a big his speech. So if you want to try any Nigerian for using his speech, you should start from the president. And we're all seeing it. So please, I think the Senate should go back and look for something better to do. Not on the issue of the his speech. If they want to tackle the his speech, they should start with the president. Then when they start with the president, we know they are serious. The president has committed so many impeachable offenses that he should be impeached and sent to jail. And all of these things have been overlooked, because for a president to come out and say he was voted by the Northerners, for a president to come out to say that he is working only for the Northerners who voted him in, is a his speech on its own. For a president to violate, for a court to say set somebody free and you are still detaining that person. Where is Zasuki has been in custody for over 5 years now. No, the Senate is not saying anything about that. Zazak has been in prison for over 5 years now. Nobody saying anything about it. Somebody has been in custody even haven't met the bail conditions. And the Senate is overlooking those things. And you're telling, what law are you making when the present laws you are making has not been obeyed? We have 3 tiers of government. We have the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. And the 3 of them are supposed to work in tandem. And then if the executive is violating is neglecting the other 2, it means that we have no government. So they should, I think, what the Senate should do is try and bring the house of the ruling class to order before they could now begin to talk about those that they are governing. Please, his speech stuff is, I think the Senate has nothing to. They had no laws to make, so they should just go and gather, look for one thing to say. As far as I'm concerned, for his speech to end in Nigeria, the Tinubus, the Atikus, the Buharis, all of them in the political class should be brought together and burned to fire. That is when the hate speech will end. Because presently they are the ones causing the hate speech. So if they bring the hate speech up and it begins to burn, you now send an innocent Nigerian to jail and kill him for an offense you have committed. Why they are there enjoying themselves? So please, I think they should go and look for some other things to do and forget the issue of the hate speech.
It's not a hate speech. No, it's a fact. A fact should not be, categorized as hate. When a fact is a fact shouldn't be categorized as hate. Truth shouldn't be categorized as hate. Buhari has been patronizing hospitals overseas there in the UK. Why shouldn't Buhari close border against medical trip? You close border against rice coming in and other goods influx into the country. Why shouldn't you close border against people going overseas for medication? Come back home and treat the hospitals here, renovate it, put it in order. You understand? Just upgrade the hospitals in Nigeria up to the international level. Shut the border against medical trip. Going to medical trip abroad, is it not hate? It is some hate against local hospitals in Nigeria. The same hate speech you are talking about. Someone says that PDP ran irresponsible government for 16 years. It's a pure hate speech against the whole members of PDP. I'm a member of PDP. It's a hate speech against us. So when you say fact in Nigeria is a hate speech, so I like the law now. The law they make in the house cut across the whole entire country, entire ramification, entire human life in Nigeria. We make hate speech every day, so all of us should be prosecuted. We should all pay 10 million. We should all be condemned to death by hanging. That's good. That's a good government. Everybody is making hate speech on the street. Look at Adam Oshiomhole. He makes hate speech on daily basis. Anytime he's being confronted by the press, from A to Z, all his points from A to Z is hate speech. National chairman of APC has been suspended. They are making all manner of hate speech against him here. I mean APC. Look at hate speech. Hate speech is every now and then. It has become an apostrophe. It's a living being. Hate speech is now the monster on the street, on the entire polity of Nigeria, political arena. Yes, it's a common gospel now among us. Hate speech.
All right.
Yes.
Raphael, you just said something at the beginning of the program. You said you don't want to talk about Oshiomhole and the crisis going on in Edo State. Of course, you know Obaseki, which is the executive governor of Edo State, and Oshiomhole have been in loggerhead for some time, which on many occasions different groups, also the leadership of the party have tried to settle it, but it seems this continues to deepen.
The crisis in Edo State has come to stay. Let me tell you, the reason why I'm saying this is that Adam Oshiomhole enjoys many loyalists. APC loyalists, that party loyalists in Edo State, they back him. Which is why it's very difficult for such crisis to subside. It can't go. Such crisis has come to stay. He has his loyalists, he has supporters there, and the supporters of such a man could not back down. They are all increasing because they know what they are benefiting. They want to sack the man they supported before. They carried him along against his PDP counterpart before. Now, because the man doesn't want to dance to their costumes, they are now hating the man. They are now saying all manner of things about him, making all manner of hate speech against the man. So it is a crisis that I have to consider. And the reason why I'm telling you that, I told you once that I didn't want to say anything about Adam Oshiomhole is that one point there. This man from day one is an eye service man. I don't like somebody that you are not yourself. You are saying something to please someone, not even God, not even your conscience or integrity or pedigree. When you know the truth, all that this man has been saying is to please Buhari, to please Tinubu, so that all the ill-gotten wealth he accumulated during his tenure as Edo State governor, should not be one day investigated or unearthing and bringing up to the limelight, which might eventually end him in the court of justice or law. Do you understand? So that's why I said I don't want the man's matter. He's a pretender. He's a hypocrite. That man is a nonchalant. That man can never be himself, a real man. Look at him. The pretension, all these tricks and craftiness and the 419 of 18 is written all over his faces. Oshiomhole Adam has come out from the real Adam Oshiomhole I know during his labor days as a comrade. Do you understand? Now, he's masquerading about. the face of Adam Oshiomhole is not his original face. So that's why I don't talk about fake people. I don't discuss about fake issue. Everything about Adam Oshiomhole is fake. I'm telling you. You fought godfatherism in Edo State. What are you trying to do again? You are suppressing this man. You want to instill the same thing you eradicated when you came in. You fought, thank you. You fought somebody like Anini, I think. Anini, the late Anini, Abi. You fought him. He was the political godfather there. Somebody that is destroying everything, on anything, any political, slot that comes into that axis. The man will hijack it. Because they know him. He's the only person. Godfatherism. You understand? Adam came in and finished him up. The man went down to the bottomless pit till today. Nothing like Anene. Nothing like Godfather. Anene's political dynasty died immediately. Adam Oshiomhole become Edo State governor. So what are you trying to do again? You are contradicting that principle, that ideology that you fought for. You are contradicting it. I don't like such people. That's why I'm telling you that Adam Oshiomole's issue, as far as I'm concerned, is no issue to me. It's no topics. It's no theme or subject matter to be discussed about. I don't like him. Whoever likes him, fine. I don't like fake people. I'm being myself. See, they say hate speech. Let me tell you. If you take me to court, I will tell the chief judge that he has been committing hate speech even in his house. Do you know the former gospel they sing on the Nigerian street, on Lagos street, everywhere, Lagos, your neighbor, you and their neighbor, you and their friend, they will say, you just quarrel, they will say, you threaten my life, threatening of life. What do you mean by threatening of life? If they eventually take you to the police station over the allegation of threat of life, inside the police station, they will be threatening lives of the accused. The complainant will come to the same station, be threatening your life over there. See, these people, they don't know what it takes to run governments. They don't know what it takes to be in an advanced country like Nigeria, advancing country like Nigeria, you understand, which is among the developing world. The third world nations are countries that are developing from the grassroots, technological-wise. So you don't need to be talking about things that should be forgotten alternatives, forgotten issues. Do you understand?
Let me start from HPs first. Okay. This proves to you that our senators don't know what they are doing. I don't know whether really Nigeria really vote for them to be there. Hate speech. Is it the law we are calling them to go and do? Hate speech. Now, you look at your citizen whom you want to protect and you want to hang them. What crime have they committed? And Nigeria signed a treaty of free speech, freedom of speech, democracy. Now, if you sign freedom of speech and you're talking of hate speech, what is hate speech? So when you do something wrong, I cannot tell you to do something wrong. Or when I do something wrong, you cannot tell me that I do something wrong. I only praise you. But then should they remember, without the criticism, there will be no correction. People criticize you for you to take correction. Now, what they are calling hate speech, they don't want people to criticize them. This present regime should be aware of what they are doing. Now, this shows you that this present Senate are incapable. They are not right people to be there. They don't think for good. They are only able to collect salary, allowances, kick front, kick back. They have to collect fornication allowance, not allowance. Fornication allowance, adultery allowance, they call it night allowance. They are there to collect mosquito and cockroach allowance. Not for the good of Nigerians. Now, if you love your children, if you love your brother, your sister, can we put that type of law? They should be harmed because they talk. The person will pass this bill. Can his son or his daughter come out and tell him, Daddy, you're no more my daddy? Is it not a hate speech? Will he go and hang his own biological daughter? Will he go and hang his own biological son? Hate speech. But they should remember, it's the same that hate speech that brought them to power.
Even when they were campaigning, they trade words.
Yes.
And they use hate speech.
Space speech
Species.
brought them to power. When they called Jonathan Ogogoro man, the man sleeping in office, the man cannot do any action.
It's a woman.
It's a woman. Is this? Is that? Do Jonathan jail anybody? If Jonathan did not sign that freedom of speech, can they enter into power? Can they succeed? They use all manner of word against Jonathan and PDP. They keep silent. Is it the same? Our president now say if he did not win the election, babu and monkey will suck in human blood. Do anybody arrest him? Did anybody jail him? Is it not the same president that said call for revolution? Do anybody hold him? Do anybody kill him? Is it not the same president Obasanjo called on Okuta panel to come out to answer? He said no. Do anybody arrest him? Do anybody take EFCC arrest him? The same president, General Muhammad Buhari, retired. That Obasanjo called to come and give PTF account. Did he come today? Did any government take EFCC arrest him? Because they consider him that he's a citizen. He has some certain rights. But in his own time, they want to jail the whole Nigerians. They want to imprison the whole Nigerians. Let him continue. But now, I heard, I don't know whether it's truth, that the gubernatorial candidate of PDP in Kogi State, Lai Mohammed, call him that he has mental disorder. He has problem, he said. Is it not hate speech? They should call him to come and answer, to come and give account of that hate speech. Or he should be hanged. Is it not hate speech?
Or she pay 10 million naira fine.
Fine. No. He wants 10 million naira. He wants 10 billion, he can pay. But he should be hanged. He should be hanged. Is it not hate speech? Even when they took over, when they win the election, this Oshiomhole making noise. I heard the time he's representing Okojiwala. He loot money, he do this, she do that. Where the woman? Her hand is clean. Her hand is clean. Is it not hate speech?
But those boys are being diverted to other neighboring countries, Congo and corruption.
Is it not hate speech? Who killed them? I could remember one barrister. He came from Igbo. I think it was Barrister Obani, APC publicity chairman. There's no insult he did not give Jonathan and PDP. There's no insult he did not give Igbo people. It's an Igbo man. So they sent unless that's what I call him saying, oh boy, it's enough now. We know that this is politics. Anybody jail him? Nobody jail him. But now they are on turn because they are fearing. They know that the mess they have mess cannot be smelled off in Nigeria until generation to come. They are trying to blockade everything. They are trying to put everything down. Yes, speech. They are talking of petroleum subsidy. It's part of the thing that they take to win Jonathan. Now they are doing nobody talk, so they don't want anything challenge. One opposition party will talk now. The whole opposition party, you are corrupt. Where they are father of corruption. They are father of this present regime is a father of corruption. As person name is, so he behave. Lai Mohammed, a content Nigerian life, Minister of Information. Now, let me come to Edo. Oshibanjo, please, Nigerians and every good peace-loving people all over the world should call Oshiomhole to correction. Please, you should leave Edo people alone.
I think it's a welcome development for democracy. For the fact that Oshiomhole happens to be the APC national chairman doesn't give him that right for him to still make laws at the world level. Fine. Since the party steward in his ward has passed a vote of no confidence at him, and then again, Oshiomhole wants to make himself a god.
In this state.
Yeah, in the state, and which I think the people in the states don't really like that, and which I think he should not interfere in the state politics, because see, because when he was governor, nobody dictated for him, nobody told him this is what you need to do. He did 2 terms. So see, if it's the will of the people, let Obaseki be turned. He should not dictate who should go as a governor, or see who should not go. This is a democracy. Everybody should go to the polling booth next year and vote for a credible leader who they think would move the state to the next level. So that is my take. And for him, Oshiomhole should at least respect himself. This is the first time I'm seeing a national chairman be suspended in his ward. So to me, it sounds so stupid. So
About 18 local governments.
chairman pass vote of no confidence in him. I saw him. So I think it's a welcome development to me.
Governor, the incumbent governor of Edo State, Obaseki and
Oshiomhole.
Oshiomhole.
My own take on it is that it's an internal wrangling. And in life, we must know where we are coming from, where we are, and the projection for the future. The scenario that played out in Edo State is that the person who called himself the governor and the deputy know that by divine arrangement and with the factor of Oshiomhole, they got into power. So whatever might have happened between two of them, the elders, the party chieftains, supposed to have called them to order. No matter what, Obaseki and the deputy supposed to be loyal to Oshiomhole.
And is that not godfatherism?
It's not godfatherism, but it's a factor that brought him to power. Right? So whatever there may be an issue between Obaseki and Oshiomhole is supposed to have gone beyond a personal ambition. Personal ambition in the sense that they should bury their assets and bring themselves that they are there to make sure that the present setup of Edo State go beyond that, instead of the kind of the ambition they have. They must know that their primary aim is that how do we now move Edo State forward, not to allow the internal wrangling or their personal ambition to overrule the interests of the Edo people. So my own take on that, if they suspended Oshiomhole, fine, but they definitely the national had the final say.
Not the state.
Not the state. Not the state. So they've done it. And okay, you've done your own because we are did that the state is a state issue, and the problem is happening in the state. But what will now happen eventually? The NWC, that National Working Committee, will now summon the states. No, the states. Yes, we'll be following the terrain. So why should you go and do that without giving us maybe reports of what you intend to do? So eventually along the line, whatever they might have done, the National Working Committee, that's national, will overrule it. So where do you begin from? Because the state has no power to suspend a national chairman. And that's simply they are playing the script of the governor himself.
About 18 local government chairmen, even supported.
And that is absurd. That's absurd. So let them bury their hatchet. And I want to say categorically now, Oshiomhole must know that the progress of Edo State should be paramount. And whatever, well, it's paramount. So whatever the factor that is trying us to play out, that I'm superior, you are not superior, they should try to bury that. What are we now talking today is just about 2023. Have they learned from what happened to Ambode in Lagos State? It's going to play out. So they must work together as one body. If there is for that, everything will ease off. It will ease off as at when due. It's the gradual process. That is the foundation. And before you have to move away from that, it becomes an issue. So you must not understand the factor that is playing out and begin to consider that whatever we are doing in this country, we must have the fear of God. Know fully that when you are not there, what will the both of those will not be talking about? It's not that you are still in first tenor. Understand? And we are talking about second tenor. If God says you are not going to be, what happened? So why not do the right thing? I was being told even the same deputy governor how to mother the bike to the venue of the convocation. Is that not madness? A whole deputy governor. What are you now trying to do? And because even the same governor, Oshiomhole was making us on that, if I'm right now, that he put calls across to the governor, he failed to pick those calls. And you are not being invited in Oshiomole's house.
Sort of conspiracy
and all that. What are they? What they want to achieve? If someone is popular, the popularity must be in the people to determine that factor that this man is doing the right thing. Not that you want to make yourself popular over the people. Let them speak. The chairman that supported him, yes, they are still he who appointed them is Obaseki that appointed them. So they must be loyal. It's an in-caucus, whatever, do this. Who is fighting over popularity? The man has done 2 tenors in those states. He's now national chairman. So what are we not talking about? And they forgot what happened between Oshiomhole and the former chairman, and that's Oyegun. So people that they must go back to history. What will not be talking about them after leaving office?
And it seems that these people are not even fighting on the interest of
the people.
No.
The people. On the people. The nice thing that you now see a billboard. We are still in the first tenor. Why should a billboard now be moving second time? And he's doing no. And the same Obaseki was once a boy to Oshiomhole. That part of is still there. Is still your guy forever.
It's just like Tinubu and Ambode.
When he was being won, he felt that I can just in this manner. In that manner, you are the same person that even Tinubu used to siphon some money for other things. Why you are and is it
when Fashola was in
government? What are we not talking about? When they use for a dirty job, you now felt coming and you have to want to clean up. Are you a cleaner? You better clean yourself. That's the problem. Somebody used for a dirty job. You now go to office. I must not do this one again. It's a bad job. You need to use your common sense. It's not something that you have to just start off one day, complete the next. It's not possible because there is a reference point. People know you are antecedent. And what you did when you are in the Alausa, it's a terrible thing. It will not allow people just to move around that Alausa, that is office. And this man that was being told he was nice, while it was the what they call it, the Attorney General, whatever. It was nice to people before he became governor. Why now became governor? It now turned the other way around. Why?
Edo States. Serious crisis.
Serious
going
crisis. Yes, you expect crisis to happen in APC. Yes.
You've been expecting it.
The crisis will always happen in APC. Also, even in PDP or whatever party you have in Nigeria, because the way those parties are formed, they are not formed based on ideology. They are formed based on individual interests. You just come together based on certain interests. I join your party based on that certain interest. If I don't see the interest again, then I part my way. And if I'm parting, I'm not going to part just like that. I will have to see that, okay, I take some people with me, then this one want to take another person with him. So it become clashes. But if it's based on ideology, okay, this is what we believe. Come sunshine and rain, this is what we stand for. No matter what, anybody that is coming in will know that, okay, this is what we stand for. Okay. And they will come in based on that belief.
But if there is no belief, it's just like a religion without doctrine. Everything goes. But if you have a particular, okay, this is the doctrine we follow, then you know that any other thing will not do except that. So the same thing applies to political parties. If you don't have, your party is not based on ideology, you will always have crisis that we have in APC. Tomorrow it will be PDP, depending on who is in charge. So like we know Oshiomhole now. Oshiomhole is not it's not somebody that is that easy. So you will always have enemies. So that is why Nigerian politics, we still have a long way to go, because it's all about money bags, it's all about godfatherism. So we always expect crisis. It's expected. No. In all the political parties in Nigeria. No, in most of the political parties in Nigeria, especially the PDP and the APC, you always see a thing like that.
Now, looking at this, let's move a little bit forward. Edo State, quite all right, we know that Oshiomhole was the former governor of that state. Now, looking at what is happening right now, don't you think the man is somehow losing value, losing dignity and relevance in that state?
Sure, he will lose some relevances, in the sense that, see, as he is, he's not in federal. He should have left the state for the governor. You cannot see, nobody. No single person, no single tree is a forest. You have to have trees before you can have forest. So the thing is, you as somebody who has been promoted to the federal level, you should have left the state for the governor. It's rational for you to leave the state for the governor. Anything that is happening in the state, leave it for the governor.
Rather than trying to control
the governor or control the state. You leave the state for the governor. Then you liaise with the governor in anything you want to do. Because it's just like, I'm a leader in a place and somebody is coming to control the place somehow. But if you are a leader and you align with somebody who is a leader in that place, you can easily pass your information through the leader who is there. In every organization, headship must be expected. Headship must be respected. You respect somebody who is the head of that place. You respect him so that things will go on smoothly. But if you don't do that, you always have problem. Now the problem now will lead to seeing Oshiomhole as somebody who is not relevant. All right, it should not have come to that. If he has just leave the state for the governor, anything you want to do it through the governor. Now, himself, he has forgotten that he fought godfatherism in the past. Now he's making himself a godfather. So, see, that's why I'm saying that we should, at every point, we should know what we stand for. If you are standing for godfatherism, let everybody know. If you are standing for godfatherism, you say yourself, don't turn yourself to a mini god. Don't tell yourself another godfather. So that's why there will always be problem. Anytime, see, if I want to make myself godfather and other people are not in line with that, there will be crisis.
Audio